What's really cool about this house is they have their entire backyard decorated. So we've got Santa in a sleigh back here. We've got a blown up minion over here. The string of lights I have here has 100 bulbs. Now the house behind me is lit by 500,000 bulbs. They told me that they had to put a sign up outside of the bubbles because people would just keep coming up and being like, what's going on? Like, what is happening? And
Why are you
we're
in
just
there?
trying to eat.
Please, we're eating here.
Bella, I don't know about you, but when I think of copper, I immediately think of pennies. That's because many people don't consider the levels of copper in their bodies. So I did bring my pickleboard paddle.
Look at you.
Nobody's here to play with me. And JC Vote is going to be here until 7 o'clock tonight if you want to come out and get registered, or if you just want some free barbecue and free music to listen to. Wally told me that she had no idea she was going to be given this opportunity. And actually, she didn't even know who Jeff Bezos was at the time. So tell us about what we're making today.
So, remember, food is medicine.
I love putting cauliflower rice in my smoothies.
Oh,
you can never taste it.
Never taste it. Now you're
Spinach
getting
too.
it. Yes.
It's not something that you need to go out and find random supplements. It's really just focusing on whole foods.
Whole foods.
Just focusing on the fact that you can get this anywhere.
You can get this anywhere.
You can get these vegetables from any grocery store.
I've done that.
Tried all the things.
Tried all
been to
those
this
things,
doctor,
been to their doctor.
been to that doctor. CDC has reported an increase in the number of adults that have reported being overweight since the start of the pandemic. Today, we are here with Karen Wick, who is a personal trainer and health coach. So, Karen, how are you doing today?
Hi, good to
Doing
see
good?
you. Good to
Good to
see
see
you.
you.
You're sucking in your gut, you're pushing.
I mean, you could do this on your couch while you're watching TV.
You could totally do this.
And as you progressively get better, do you get to go lower and lower?
Yes, yes.
Now we know how to balance our health and our wellness with nutrition and with exercises. Julie, I'm here at the Gingerbread House, and this is one of the many houses that has now opened itself to the public to be able to shed some holiday cheer. And what's really cool about this house is they have their entire backyard decorated. So we've got Santa in a sleigh back here, we've got a blown up minion over here. But for some people, these decorations are a tradition beyond inflatables and Christmas trees. The Columbia Christmas Lights Locator makes it easy to find holiday cheer. Christmas lights are a classic holiday tradition for many families.
We always take the kids to go look at Christmas lights each year, and when I was a child, my parents did the same for me.
But some people are decorating their houses in non-traditional ways. This house decked out their front and backyard and offered candy canes, cookies, and hot chocolate on their busy opening night.
I would say we had about 700 people.
And it's not just the Richards family.
It's Christmas for us, you know. We've made our yard an ugly Christmas sweater.
It's not only a tradition for the families that create the displays.
We had lots of people say that they're going to make it is their tradition every year to come by and look at the house.
We started getting messages on Facebook from people asking, are you putting your inflatables up? Because we drove by and they're not up yet. And so people are looking for us every year, which is really cool.
Richards says it takes them about 30 days to set up their light display because they cover nearly every inch of their property. The string of lights I have here has 100 bulbs. Now the house behind me is lit by 500,000 bulbs in their front lawn, in their backyard, and all over their house. Despite the massive number of lights or display items, multiple homeowners say their electricity bills are bearable.
I don't think it's ever been more than $100 more.
But no matter how much it costs.
It's just priceless to see the look on their face when they see it. It's really sweet.
Because you can't put a price on joy.
Well, Catherine, it's called the True Falls Film Festival, but some people call it a music fest in disguise. Musicians are actually able to play while people are coming in to sit down and watch the films, and there's a music showcase every single night of the weekend. And musicians that I spoke with say that this just makes sense because music and film go hand in hand.
It's definitely not the case. No, I know.
It is a film festival, but it's also just a celebration of art and culture.
This weekend's main focus is on cinema, but it also gives a stage to musicians, both local and from across the country.
It's a big step in all of our musical journeys.
And it's like getting more diverse and more opportunities with more people from all over.
While some musicians at the festival perform leading up to a screening, music can also be a large component inside of a movie.
Music is probably about 80% of the film. How do you know when to cry? You hear the violins come in. How do you know when it's a dramatic thing? Boom, boom.
Composer and musician Angel Bot-DeWeed says music is enriching and necessary for every community.
The artists and us, we are very essential to keeping people sane right now. It's hard times. The past few years have been really rough on everybody.
Some musicians say the festival and its music have the capability to create communities.
Having such a variety of films, a variety of people, a variety of perspectives is so impactful. And then having that with music is just so impactful and healing to people.
Because music seems to bring people together. It seems to be like a space where people can heal.
By showcasing the arts, this festival truly brings people from mid-Missouri and across the globe together. If you're looking to see any musicians today, the final performances will take place at 5 o'clock at Eastside Tavern and 8:30 for Busker's Last Stand. Well, Jordan, David Nail is a well-known country singer-songwriter, and he's on his way to Columbia right now for his performance tonight. His newest album has something that pertains to many people in our state, Missouri pride.
She got the blue jeans painted on tight, and everybody wants on the
David Nail grew up in Kennett, Missouri.
I'm very proud to have grown up there.
But Columbia is another feeling of home.
Blue Note was one of those places that I grew up, I was such a fan. I would read people's tour, get on their websites and read where they played.
He says his favorite memory of performing in Missouri is right here in Columbia.
It would be one of the Blue Note shows.
Nail and his band have performed in large venues and football stadiums, but he says there's something special about the Blue Note.
They love it. They love going to Booch's and getting cheeseburgers. They love walking downtown. So I think kind of seeing them objectively fall in love with it, it's made me kind of love it even more, even though it's kind of like my home state place.
Nail's latest album, called The Boot Heel 2021, surrounds his love for his home state.
It's just a collection of songs about where I grew up and how I grew up.
And friends say you'd never know that Nail is a Grammy-nominated artist with 2 #1 singles.
He is such a down-to-earth Missouri guy.
And they say his love for Missouri isn't a secret.
I've seen his videos on Instagram where when he's headed this direction, he describes it as being like a kid at Christmas.
I always tell people, they're never going to meet anybody that's more proud to be where they're from, be more proud to be from Missouri than I am.
Nail says it's so often that even his 5-year-old daughter has caught on.
No daddy is more proud to be from Missouri than my daddy.
And although he's lived near Nashville for almost half of his life, he always says he's from Missouri.
I always say it feels like I'm cheating on my wife if I tell somebody I'm not from Missouri, because I just feel like that I have this ridiculous amount of pride about that.
David Nail, a name known across the U.S., and the name of a man who is proudly Missouri made.